is happening. Yep, there it goes. Oh, guys. Drunk driver. Oh, taxi light. Oh, we're flipping a taxi light.
Whoa. Call for taxi, runway 15.
Where's he going?
Is that a 747?
Yes.
Nice.
As real as gets.
152.72, good night, Southwest 35.
I hope he has wing clearance.
Yeah, he's in the room.
Absolutely. I'd say you greased it. Jazz 781, despite all outward appearances, the previous aircraft was a 737. No caution for wake turbulence. Wind 0103, runway 19er, clear for takeoff.
High pressure compressor. Whoa. And we're doing it. It happens a lot with the second pushback here. Oh. Orion should be behind you. How do you know that? Orion is to the left of Taurus. So, hug crossing. What is that? Okay.
8 knots.
Check. Yes, missed him. There we go. Hello? There we go. All right, guys. Figured out the mic issue. Now let me see this, actually. Can you guys hear? Did you guys hear the intro at all? Oh, hang on. Now something's happening. Oh, it's off now. Properties. Why did these go away? Okay. Does everything sound normal to you guys now? Can you guys hear me? Can anybody hear me? But yes, welcome everybody to the stream this evening. Sorry about the brief delay. I was out playing some lovely evening volleyball. Mic sounds a bit high. All right, I can move it away from my mouth a little bit. Can you guys hear the music and the plane sounds and everything? We're going to get connected to VATSIM here while we kind of set ourselves up. We're going to take this bad boy cold and dark. I start my first ever airline trip tomorrow. So we're going to kind of get back. Well, technically I'm not flying tomorrow. I'm dead-ending tomorrow. But I guess I'm starting the pairing tomorrow. And I am going to be I need to get back into the flows and everything like that. I did just finish my type rating on the EJET. This obviously is not a, not intended for real world use, all that stuff, not SOP. Yeah, but thank you, Shuttle. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. How are you doing, sir? It's good to see you, though, again. Mexican Aviator's here. What's up, man? Ente's here. What's up? He said, I'm first, but I'm still flying, so I might be delayed, and very first liker. Let's go, man. Appreciate the support, as always, brother. This is taking a minute to load up here to connect to that sim, but finally getting connected there. We are going to be SkyWest 3829 or 3928. I'm taking a gamble on 3829. Let's see. 3829, that's us. And we're in the, we switched it up here. We're actually in the E175. I think it's a 75L is how it comes up. There we go. 75L. And send that through. Nice, dude. Absolute greaser. No way you have music now. New logo. Yep. New logo. New music. Okay. We got a guy spawning on us there. That's all right. I guess Atlanta's still on. Or not anymore. It doesn't look like. But, oh, I guess it's probably my fault anyway. Let's, why don't we just slew ourselves? I think it's Shift Y we learned. Yeah, music from Epidemic Sounds, guys. Shift Y. Didn't we say it was Shift Y to slew the other day? Or just Y? Control Y? How do you slew? I thought it was Shift Y. But yeah, I figured I didn't want to use the music for a while there because it was giving me copyright strikes, but I figured I had to link it. So that was that. Oh, it's got the flight number on the tail there. That's interesting. Use GSX to move you? How does that work? We did turn back the time, obviously, here. Wanted to get some daylight. I just thought it was Shift Y. We literally did this, like, yesterday. Where's Ente? He showed us how to do this yesterday. Like, of all the gates in this freaking airport, we spawned the same exact gate as somebody else. Other shift? No. Wasn't it Alt-T? I think so. Usually it's Z. Oh, there we go. Z. Thanks. That was close to YZ, you know? That's basically the same letter. Alright, anyway. Turn back the time a little bit so we can kind of just kind of see the plane and see some of the flows and stuff like that we have to do. So we'll jump inside here. We got a completely cold and dark airplane. Why does it look like this? This is already annoying me, actually. I actually don't think it's gonna do anything. Let's see. Why does it look so glossy in here? Alright, let's just try this. Let's just reload this anyway. You know, it worked in the 170. I'm just gonna pull up the 170 and we're just gonna do that. I tried to do this. I just don't think this is gonna work. For whatever reason. Let's just get in the 170 and just use the stock Delta livery. I was trying to use the, me and Holden went and downloaded, what is that deal with that? Me and Holden went and downloaded one of the nice ones off of flightsim.to, but obviously we can't handle that. All right. Jones, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I think it was just the shadows. No, it was doing that. It was doing that to me the other day, too, and it wasn't doing this to me earlier, so we're going to move down. I think we're going to take one of these runways down here to the south for departure. Anyway... So, all right. Hopefully that fixes our problems. The real Kim Jong-un. What's up? Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, guys. So we're heading up to Bentonville, Arkansas, I believe. Or no, maybe this isn't Bentonville. This is Northwest Arkansas. What is this airport? Fayetteville Springs. Right, it's Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Arkansas. All right. So that's where we'll be at today. Yeah. All right. Anyway, like I said, guys, we'll be on VATSIM today. Looks like we're cruising at 30,000 feet now. It was 34,000 feet earlier. So hopefully this doesn't take forever to load up. Like I said, sorry for the delay, but we should be kind of getting ready to rock and roll here very shortly. I don't think that squawk and stuff that we got is valid anymore, because I think that everybody is offline here in Atlanta now. Looks like they're taking off to the east. XNA did have some controllers online earlier. Memphis Center's online as of right now, so we'll kind of just see how all that goes. But for right now, like I said, just looking, hoping, praying for some realism here in the EJETs tonight, and hoping that we're actually able to get this thing off the ground. Never done a flight in the updated EJETs before, so this is going to be a first. This is going to be a first for the updated EJETs, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. Wait. I haven't been in the sun for a while. You meant to tell me... Is it updated? Please tell me they have VNAV. Yes, they do. They do, Ty. They have VNAV. Gate Charlie 4 here. Don't crash. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. Let's get inside and let's just see this cockpit real fast. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it's supposed to look like. So the 175 is just, I guess, bugged for some reason. Okay. So let's say they had the chocks in, the cones are on the plane, the GPU's connected. We'll get to the flight details. We'll go ahead and connect back to VATSIM. We're going to be in E170 now, which is technically a dash 100, yes. Yeah, so they do have VNAV. We'll see how well it works, though. We will see how well it works. Let's import the flight plan from SimBrief. There we go. Let's say we've got all that good stuff. We'll go ahead and check that box there. We should have GSX connected as well. But like I said, guys, we've got a cold and dark airplane. So first thing we got to do is go upstairs and turn the batteries on. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get the dome light off. I don't know why that's on. So batteries are on. We should get DU2, 3, MCDU1, and that's really about all we should see. We should see no enunciations within the first 5 seconds. We should hear no enunciations within the first 5 seconds. This should be on. This is just taking a minute. You know what? I should try to have a... There's some of our first enunciations, and then we can go overhead and let's see. I should really ought to have a checklist out. Let me see if I can find anything on here. If there's just a normal checklist. Stuff to do here. Another thing too, make sure we've got 3 things on the door here. You should have your airworthiness registration and an FCC license. So we've only got our airworthiness, so we're cooked. For today, we'd be calling maintenance for that. Let's take a look at just a normal checklist. Okay, yeah, cool. There we go. All right, I just want to make sure we need to do that. 2 and 3 enunciated. Oh yeah, batteries. Make sure we're in a good voltage there. We've got at least 22 volts. And then we'll go up top and do the fire extinguisher test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights up top, and you would be able to let that go and kind of get that. These ITT lights would come up, and you get all your CAS messages there. So that's all good. And now we can go ahead and establish ground power. And then you'll see all the rest of these screens come to life. Like I said, this MCDU should have turned on. But that's okay. Okay. Waiting on the MCDUs still, which actually I think this is a bug. I think actually they're not going to turn on is what I think. Oh man, that's a shame. Anybody, Nate, you were flying this at all a little bit, I think. Do you have any ideas, Holden, anybody out there before I just kind of shut it down? Nice. That's awesome. Maybe it's just the weather. Should I change the weather a little bit around and maybe... Yeah, anybody got any ideas here? Man, that's really frustrating. They just aren't turning on. I mean, it worked just fine earlier, guys. It really did. All right, well, we're not going to waste time just sitting here. Like I said, we're kind of on the clock. We're just going to do a full restart of the sim here and kind of just see what we can come up with, because this is ridiculous. I just want to make sure that I have, you know, everything installed that I need to have installed from Aerosoft. What's your new airline? Well, I'm not gonna say the airline, but I'm flying the EJET, so we're good there. But yeah, you're gonna try to keep the airline a little more private than I did on the last time around. Install. Oh wait, that's on 2020. I mean, it says it's all installed. I don't know. Man. All right, let me delete. Honest to goodness, I'm gonna delete the livery pack that I got. I'm gonna try to go get it in the thumbnails thing here, or in this in the thumbnails in whatever it's called, community folder, and delete it out of there too. All right. I'm wondering if maybe the livery pack did it. I'm really hoping maybe that was the case, and that we'll be able to kind of get on our way here. But yeah, sorry guys. Not too terribly long of a flight tonight. Hour and a half of airtime once we get up and rolling. It says 2 hours and 5 minutes from gate to gate. So cruising at 30,000 feet on our way up to northwest, really, Arkansas. Volante overwave made its comeback. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we figured we've had that we had that up last stream. We had the Volante overlay up. So we're chilling, guys. We're chilling. Things are looking good right now. Things are again, except for these EJETs. And honestly, guys, if these EJETs don't work again, if it doesn't work this time around, I think we'll just kind of bail and rip the 737 probably, because I'm pretty set up for the 737 right now in terms of hardware and everything. Moved my whole setup kind of back home a little bit now, so that's nice. Cleaned everything up. Keyboard, I took the keys off and, you know, did the deep clean that way. Yoke and everything, cleaned the monitors. Everything looks really good right now, I'm not gonna lie. Everything is looking really, really good in terms of the setup. So really happy with all that. It has us taking, let's see what it says, taken for departure. 8 right for departure today. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, I don't think we have any standard taxi routes. All right, one more try. Let's see if it works here. Atlanta. We'll go up to one of the gates more on the north side since it wants us to go up there. Since we're taking so long here, we're gonna kind of switch up entirely and go up on the north side there and just make it as quick of a taxi as possible for us. Julia, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How are you? Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, man. This is what it's all about around here. Just quitting and restarting. feel like we do this a lot. Ooh, wow, that was fast. God bless. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. Ready to fly. We're going inside. And we're gonna, you know what? I'm not even gonna mess with the weather right now. Let's just get the batteries on. Let's get the batteries on and just kind of see what happens here. If that MCDU does not turn on, then we know that we are cooked again. And maybe what if I might just, I'm gonna try just to not touch anything too. Like, oh, okay, great, it turned on. But the thing is, I think it, does it look normal? I don't know. I don't know if it's, maybe I can't tell if it's like, if it's really the updated one or not. I don't know. All right, let's get this guy going here. I will turn the weather back a little bit. How about that? Maybe I wonder if that's what messes with it. Like, I wonder if, like, now all of a sudden the thing's going to be just busted or something. All right, we'll go GPU, cones, and wheel chocks. Overhead. Let's say we did a fire test. We just did that. Establish power. Fasten belt sign coming on. And we close the sign off for now. And all that should be good. And we should be seeing all the rest of our screens come to life here in a second. Please, Lord. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Can I get an amen? Oh my gosh, guys. All right, here we go. Hoping this is actually the new version. And I don't think it is. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it goes back and forth. Like, let me see. Data link. Yeah, like, this isn't even the new version. Yeah, no, I've never flown the real plane. Yeah, very first flight will be with people. Yeah, all right, cool, man. So this is not even the updated version. God, man, why? Why? It just, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. All right. Well. Well, if we want to go fly the 737, we're gonna have to go to 2020. We're not even gonna be able to do 2024. I'm gonna have to change everything up. So let's just keep running this, I guess. I feel like I'm gonna regret that decision though. Let's just keep running this. Why? I don't understand why it's switched on me. It was the updated version earlier. Like when you go to, in the updated version, when you go to nav, these are, I'm sorry, when you go to data link, these are red. These are red text. So, I don't know. Michael asked if the YouTube chat is disabled. Michael? No, where? What do you mean? Yeah. All right. We're just going to press on. So then there's another checklist that we would do there. We'll call that complete. Actually, we've got a little flow there. Let's just go ahead and run that. I'd rather do it from this side. It just, I think it reverted. That's the issue right now. I think because I don't think this is the updated version. Because whenever you go to data link in the updated version, these are all red. I don't know. Maybe it is, and maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. Let's see. Michael, subscribe. That's a good question. I don't think I have that turned on, though. Oh, there we go. What's up? Welcome back, Mike. All right. Anyway, what's the altimeter setting here in hot Atlanta? I guess I'll just connect. I am connected. That's good. Let's see. Weather 3018 should work. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. How's Canada treating you? All right, 3018, and then one more time in the middle here. 3018. Did you get a date for your first IOE? Yes, Bandy. My first, well, technically I'm deadheading out tomorrow, but my first actual flight is going to be the next day. It's going to be my first actual flight. Flying people. So super excited for that, man. Super excited for that. Okay, so I'm gonna do this from this side just because this is just makes it easier on my brain. So come over here to do that. Check all that stuff. It's gonna be on our side. We're flying today. You want to check the oxygen and verify that's green, oil, and brake accumulator pressure, and then come up here and go to hydraulics and verify that you got good quantity there as well. Come down, verify the trim there. You do the trim test. Hold it for 3 seconds. Just go trim. All right, doesn't do it, but it's fine. Is E170 not flyable now? No, I mean, we'll see. I think it'll be flyable, but on your first leg, do you take your hat with you? I honestly don't think I'm going to do the hat on the first one. There's some, not everybody likes the hat, so I think I'm going to go without the hat on the first one. That one should have a light on it. You should be able to test the oxygen. Window or EFB looks good. Circuit breakers are closed. And that's shut as well. Okay, so that checklist is done. And now we can finally start with this. You'd start with data link and you'd come up to the pre-flight and you'd do some things in there. You'd send for the ATIS, you'd get your PDC back. We already got our PDC. You'd actually really here you'd initially start with the route. And what even the new version, what it does is it would put, and this is realistic, at least in the sim it would do this. I don't know. I will see about the real plane. But when you open up route, it just automatically puts Atlanta up there. And look at that, it's not even gonna do anything. Huh. Wow, unbelievable. What is going on here? Are you commuting or do you live in base? I am commuting for now, but I'm gonna be living in base here in a few months. Is you a normal captain, training captain? It's a training captain. Yeah, it's a training captain. Okay, cool. So this is unflyable. And you know what we do whenever 2024 craps the bed, boys. We go to good old 2020. We go to good old 2020, and we just fly a flight in Microsoft 2020. Maybe real quick, I'll give this one more shot, and maybe it's just a 2024 thing. All right, I'll give this one more shot. Airsoft 1 setup. I'll download it for 2020 because I only had it downloaded in 2024. So can I please create a friggin' yeah, so Ente, how it works is on IOE, IOE is 25 hours. So essentially I have a 4-day trip starting tomorrow, and then I have 2 more days. So over the course of those 6 days of flying, I'll get, 25 hours. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna install the experimental release for 2024, or for 2020, sorry. And we're just gonna send it with the experimental, and if it crashes, it crashes. We're just gonna send it. At least IRL, you have a working Embraer compared to this one here. Yeah, amen to that. This is gonna unfortunately take a couple minutes here, guys. It doesn't take that long to download this, but can you tell us the route and the time of the first flight? If not, I get not wanting to share your company you work for. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself for now. I appreciate you being okay with me doing that, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep that to myself for now. I would totally do that, but I'm trying to keep the place I work for private. And if I give the route, it's kind of a dead giveaway. But better grease the first one. Oh my gosh, dude. Probably gonna be an absolute slammer. Caravan still has a place in your heart, right? Of course, dude. Of course. Caravan's always gonna have a place in my heart, man. Mike, how's Canada treating you? No pressure? Come on. Nah, it's gonna be great. It wasn't the car, it was the loading door. But yes, I do remember that. I do remember that. Can't tell you guys anything. Enjoy it. Do you think you'll be behind the plane or pretty on top? You know, I think I'll be behind the plane. Short answer. I'm hoping to be a little more in front of the plane though, just for the sake of, all right, let's see. So I installed the experimental branch for 2020. So we're just going to send it with the experimental branch and just see what happens. So that's done. So I'm opening up 2020 now. Keep you guys informed. I'm going to actually do this as well. I think I'm gonna be behind the airplane. Of course, it's a jet, crazy speeds and stuff like that. Like, you know, and an airline and operation I've literally never done before. But the training was a lot better than the Caravan training in terms of like, hey, I feel we've been pretty exposed to like all this stuff already, and we've been pretty exposed to all this stuff already, and you know, I felt really behind on that Caravan flight that I did. So I'm hoping maybe that was just like a first like time thing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure I'm going to feel super behind though. Not Canada, but Texas. All good though. About 70% done with the commercial. Other Michael. My bad. Okay, good, man. So you're 70% done with commercial. Wow, that's awesome. Were you even in flight school whenever you started coming here? You're in a full motion Embraer sim, right? Yeah, it was full motion Embraer sim. I felt pretty good in the sim, but I mean, I don't think that the sim world just isn't the real world. Like, you know, there's all those external factors and walkarounds and stuff and all those other things. So I was 320 sim, really cool. I was greasing that thing. I felt really good in the 320 sim. Honestly, I was not landing the Embraer sim as good as I did the 320 sim. Yeah. Popped up or popped in time just for the instrument. Okay, yeah, all right, right. Okay. Well, nice, man. That's awesome. How are you feeling about commercial so far? How are you feeling about the power off 180s or whatever you guys call them? I call them P180s. Apparently, everybody thinks I'm stupid whenever I call them P180s. Everybody's like, "What is a P180?" But yeah, I call them P180s. What's up, Taco? Welcome to the stream, man. They're just trying to get things going here. 2024 crapped out on us. We're going to see if we can get any better luck here in 2020. This is why you have to have both still, I feel like. I mean, I was for the first time in my mind, I was like, you know what? I want to kind of commit to 2024. And, you know, if I'm going to do that, I might as well get rid of 2020. But this right here is exactly why you don't. Now, we'll see if this works. This might be an Embraer. This might be a Flight Sim Studios issue, more so than a sim issue. But, you know, we'll see. This is why you still keep old reliable around. It's a grind. I find the maneuvers pretty chill, but the solo time building is a grind. Yeah, it definitely is, dude. That was the biggest grind, but it's also fun. Like, that's the fun part of training. That's the part that I always love. You're just going around, messing around, you know, going on cross countries to whatever airport you want. I loved that. I thought that was the best part of training, honestly. Yeah, am I doing a discovery flight this year? Do it, man. Do it. It's pretty cheap too. I mean, there's really no harm in you not doing it. What was I'm assuming you're asking the hardest part about the type rating. There's a portion of your training where they call it the maneuvers validation. I think that's a pretty standard thing across the airlines, the maneuvers validation. And in the maneuvers validation, you do all your single engine stuff, basically. It's, you know, single engine go around, single engine approaches, landings, wind shear, flaps up landings. It's basically all the worst types of situations that you can be in as a pilot. And I would say that's probably the hardest part. That's pretty widely renowned, considered to be the hardest part of training. But I would say that was the hardest part. But honestly, like I said, training was definitely a grind. It was not easy. but it was just a lot of that, a lot of just studying, a lot of just constant, just showing up and just being there, man. And you know, if I can do it, any of you guys can do it for sure. So what about the theory? I think we didn't really have like, I don't really know what you mean by theory. I think that's more of just like a European thing. Trying to think like the ground school stuff, like it wasn't really like, we didn't really go over, you go over like high altitude, like aerodynamics and stuff in ATP CTP kind of, but ATP CTP is kind of, I mean, it's kind of stupid. But I mean, they do some demonstrations and stuff. Like it's interesting when you do like a high altitude stall, like how much altitude you lose and stuff. And also like if you're at a high altitude and you get below green dot, you know how Airbus has like the green dot speed and the Embraer has one too. It has a green dot. If you get below green dot, and even if you're full power, if you're max power at altitude, you will not be able to power out of that condition of being below green dot. You have to lose altitude, lower the nose, descend, whatever. You can't get away from it. So I thought that was a pretty interesting portion of that. But yeah, we don't really have theory like that. I think that's more of a European thing. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know. Let me see. Do I have any Delta libraries in here? I did. No. How do I have no Delta library? That's crazy. All right, take that one. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's just see what we got. I really hope this works, guys. And if it doesn't, I'm really, really sorry. We'll probably just end up, since we're in 2020 now, since we're here, we'll probably just end up flying the 7.3. Like I said, I'm pretty well set up for the 7.3. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go grab a water unless this loads by the time I leave my computer. We'd love to see us fly the 737, man. I think Ente is the reason why this is all going wrong. I think he's just preying on our downfall right now. Michael, so are there traditional oral exams? How does that work? Yeah, actually, throughout our training, we call, I think it's a pretty standard thing. It's called the knowledge validation. And that's basically, you know, you sit down with your, they don't call them DPEs anymore, by the way. They're called APDs. I don't even know what that stands for, I'm not gonna lie, but they call them APDs now once you get to the airlines. So you sit down with you and your APD and he just asks you questions, and it's honestly the same thing as a regular oral. Like, it depends who you get. Some guys are really chill, some guys aren't. My guy was really chill and it went really well. So like I said, kind of just depends who you get. But yeah, that's the other thing too that surprised me. You only have one. Like, I kind of thought throughout the different stages of training, like, that you'd have an oral, you know, I thought we'd have a few different orals, but you only have one. And it's also apparently not even required by the FAA. Now, again, this is from word of mouth. You know, this is Flight Sim Captain's understanding of it, right? This isn't, you know, this isn't gospel. This isn't SOP. But from what I heard, it's not required by the FAA. It's a company thing. And, you know, really just to kind of check a box. So that's just what I heard. But Big Yahoo, what's up, Camus? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you, buddy. Still trying to get started here. Still trying to get started. Typical of the Flight Sim Captain. Typical of the Flight Sim Captain streams here, man. Very, very typical. I guess while we're hanging out, let's see what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Let's see. I've got some updates to do on my iPad before I go out tomorrow. Jeppesen wants an update. manuals need updated. Well, you don't even know what you're. You don't even know where you're flying, big dog. I'd know where I'm flying, bro. Is it oriented more toward company SOP aircraft systems knowledge 121 regs? Not really. 121 regs is that's like your ATP written stuff. Like that's kind of like they don't really go into 121 regs. It's more SOPs, FOM systems, and it depends. Like again, it depends who you get. Like some guys, you know, they're like real heavy on the op specs and FOM and different things like that. Other guys are a lot heavier on, you know, systems. And like for me, the op specs were, we didn't even talk about the op specs, but the guy just kind of pulled up the overhead panel and he just kind of points to stuff. And he's just like, what is this? What is that? What does this do? What happens when you press this? What position is it normally in? Is it normally in auto? Does it have an on function? Does it have an on function? So custom FMS, here we go. All right, so we at least have takeoff config test disabled. Okay, hold's not working. Better know. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here, guys. I'm a little bit hopeful about this one, especially with that pop up there. That makes me hopeful for sure. Let's turn the time back a little bit. Like I said, so we have some light. Don't have to worry about it too much. Yeah, that's the other thing too. In the updated version, there's no iPad on this window, so right off the bat we have to. Oh, can't do that. Let's here and just kind of get yourself lined up. So we'll do this. I do like the way 2024 moves. I like that a lot better. 1, and then we should have 2, 3, which is going to be here. All right, guys, one more try at this. Let's get rid of the pins and covers. Get a GPU connected. Let's come over here, import that flight plan. I think we're finally going to be getting on the way here. Limp, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. What is the stream setup for all the Europeans? What you mean by that? The time you flew the Caravan were the times you got kind of sick. You got kind of sick of this aircraft and wanted to get rid of it ASAP, fly huge airliners. Wait, say that again. All right. Let's one more time with this. Let's just go ahead and we'll get the batteries on. Fast I guess. That lights real fast. It's all captain stuff. Probably could. I should have left those off actually. There we go. MCDU is on. That's good. $22 volts looks good. You never stream this late? Yeah, well, I promised you guys a stream, and if I didn't stream now, I won't be able to. So, yeah, I'm actually not 100% sure we're going to get that ICAS message. I think it's the passenger, the emergency lights off. So I'm gonna go ahead and just establish ground power. We've done this like a few times already, so you guys get the point of that whole thing. I'm gonna zip through this setup real quick. FMS speed, that stuff's fine. We'll hit the B key. Yeah, this is what we should expect to see as well. So this is all based off of load 27 also. Load 27 is basically an updated version of the, I don't even really know what to call it. I guess the FMS and the way it interfaces with everything, and it's like, it looks like this. It's like the background is transparent and stuff. So that is what we would expect to see. This is also a lot easier to deal with. In the real plane, you have to do this mouse pad and move the thing around up here. It's actually way nicer just having something to click on here. So oxygen looks good. It's in the green all the time. Good. Okay. Hydraulics doesn't have a hydraulics page. That was the other thing about this one is yeah, I didn't even have one of those. So let's see if the trim test works. Plane has no gear when you're loading in. It showed you were floating. All right, trim test doesn't work. Okay. We got gear now, so that's good. Made you look. Oh. Listen, man. That would be super typical for right now. All right, so all that's done. Now let's say we are ready to kind of start here. Route page looks good. And see, now that should come up. See, it says we're in Atlanta. KATL-KXNA. Now, go in there, activate it, and then another thing you'd have to do is, now this is annoying, it just keeps coming up and saying unable to cruise out. Unable to cruise out. That's called closing out the route. You have to bring that up and activate that. That doesn't even look like it actually did. You do actually have to do that in the real airplane before you put in any waypoints or anything like that. You can take the destination and move it up. That's something that you do have to do for real. Fly the Piper to XNA. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that is done. Now again, we come in here, you go fit for duty and stuff, get the ATIS. We got the altimeter setting already. We set that all around, looks good. And you get the PDC, and you'd come back, and they'd say we're on the cut 2 departure. So we're going to climb maintain 10,000 feet initially. We're going to go ahead and set that here. That's also way nicer. It goes by the thousands. It does not do that on a real plane. 8 right on departure, 095 heading. So the other thing too is this doesn't look right. You'd not expect to see out on, so hopefully we can turn that off, and you would not expect to see the flight director as well. So this is how you'd expect to kind of see it. And also there would be no speed. I don't know where it's getting these speeds from. I don't know why it has speeds in. It should not. Yeah, of course, our speed, that looks good. The 10,000's in there. And then we come over here, and now we're going to set up our pages. So we go to the plan page. Those are all set up. You want to be waypoint centered, map page. Those are fine. TCAS. Technically, Atlanta is a mountainous terrain airport. One pilot would have to have terrain up, but that's really annoying, so we're not going to do it right now. Weather, and you turn this on standby. Obviously, that works. So yeah, you'd want to, I don't know about all these other options, but you'd want to make sure you have that on standby. Radar there. Definitely agree. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, and then back down for the MCDU prep. So we're gonna just finish this up. We're gonna start boarding now. Actually, is what we're gonna do. Okay. Departure runway, we're going 8 right. It's dry. So we're going to say this is us sending for our numbers. So that would be something that you would do, would send for your numbers. Typical takeoff flaps is flaps 2. We're going to say we're sending for our numbers. We're going to start GSX boarding. We're going to see how this goes. This one. I'd be shocked. Oh, okay. GSX is working so far. Blind Time, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's going good, man. How's everything going with you? 170 is really short. Yeah, it's the shorter, smaller one of the two. Well, I don't know if all day to just sit here and look at I don't know if I can just request boarding, I guess.
Boarding requested.
Alright. So we sent for our numbers, we'll say the...
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
That's probably why it has just takeoff speeds.
Set the desired fuel quantity.
Kind of set. Let me see, what does it? Departure... What does it want for the fuel? It wants us to have 10.7. Oh, perfect. We have it. All right, fuel is good. I would say we sent the first officer to start doing some of this stuff. Yes, attach the tug. No, thank you. We're already boarded. We're way ahead of you here. We're SkyWest 3829. 3829. Put that in there. And don't really have anything there. So we'll just do runway 8 right for departure. on the, what do we got? The cut and two.
Passengers boarding starting.
Hanko. Route. Hanko, yep, let's do it. Apply that. Hanko to Memphis. Mike Echo Mike.
Departure checks completed. Bypass
And we'd
pin inserted.
have Romeo Zulu Charlie. And then into XNA runway 16 left. So we're not going to do, there's no arrival or anything like that. So that's a tough thing. I should have done something with an arrival. So this is kind of, that was kind of stupid on my part, I guess. So I guess that was kind of stupid.
Locking gear.
But anyway, here we are. So, Captain, you'd expect to see his doors page open, which, speaking of the doors page, how come the loading door isn't open when we're loading? Flight attendants come up and they're like, hey, man, what's the deal with the temperature? So let's go ahead and start up the APU. You want to turn it to on. Verify this comes up here. You're turning on the, you're essentially energizing the FADEC, and then turn it to start. The seatbelt sign comes on as well. And then, let's see, we'd also do some weight stuff. How much different are the EJETs to the CRJ? Not a ton different. Honestly, man, not a ton. You know, with some VNAV and some avionics differences and stuff. Other than that, when are we doing a group flight? Every time we do a group flight, it ends up just being me and you. We'd go out on. That's nice. That's a feature now. That was not a feature before. APU is online. Once this is up and running past 95% for 3 seconds, you have APU power. You can also check on the ECS page here, which is a model, or the electrical page as well, with a green APU sign. So that's good to go. So let's go ahead and disconnect the APU. Let's say they're doing the disconnect sign. We'll go ahead. You have to deselect this button, and then let's say they disconnect. So that's all done. And just a couple more things to do here. We're just kind of playing around with some more weights. Perfing it. So let's do some of these here. We'd really want to do the data link stuff. So you come in here usually and you do data link. This I don't think is right. 4 right, 3 left typically is what it is. Anyway. And you'd send for your takeoff numbers, which you'd get your 0 fuel weight and your V speeds back, basically, in your TRS settings. But you guys had a good streak of flying while you're gone. Nice, man. Keep it up, dude. I love it. That's awesome. So we'll just kind of go to the perf page then and just kind of do some things our own anyway. So fuel reserve. It looks like, I guess, we'll have 1,500 on the reserve, so we'll set that. And usually you want to have about, well, that's probably more of a realistic number anyway. Taxi fuel, where's it at? 360, so we'll do 360, and landing fuel is always 200. We'll go ahead and set that. And then this would say Cont, I think, fuel or whatever, or it says cold fuel or something. And there would really be one extra fuel column. Let's just say it's 900. Okay. Send request. Oh, I don't know. That scares me. I don't even. Wait, let me see. I'll do it. Perf data, perf plan doesn't work anyway. Cruising altitude, we're cruising at flight level 300. So something else you would do, you'd have to. There's another button over here. You'd go flight level 300 and you put it again over here. Cruise winds 288 at 56. ISA deviation is +5. So you do plus sign 5. And then this here you can delete. You can zero out the fuel by doing that typically, and that centers it up. So I'm glad that actually worked. That was actually pretty cool. That's exactly how that works in real life. You just delete and zero that out and get that to come up. Looking at 76,000 pounds on the gross weight. That is, we were looking at 68,000 pounds, so it might be a little Oh, 0 fuel weight 46? Really? 68 is what we're looking for. I'm gonna put 68.3 in there. I don't know why that's so low. Anyway, climb speed. Now I don't know if this is a load 27 thing or not, but usually you got 270.7. Usually it's 0.74. It's kind of thick grasping. 270 is good. Actually, wait, 250. There actually is typically on these Atlanta departures. Let's see. Accelerate 250 knots if unable. Yeah, so basically you're doing 250 knots still advised coming out of Atlanta. So we're actually going to leave that at 250. 300.79, that's probably pretty fast from what we would usually do, and then you would typically want to just match up the cruise and descent speeds. The 300.79 and 3.0 on the descent profile. So all that stuff is done. That's load 27 for you. Is it really? Okay. So is this pretty much how it looks? Yeah, that's another thing too. I haven't really even seen load 27 yet, so we'll just squawk 2000 for now. We don't really have a code or anything like that. Let's see what the dot CTAF in Atlanta is. Uh, 19.1, so we'll get that radio page set up. And the other thing you can do too is you don't have to do this. You can literally just do 19.1. And it would, yeah, see, it's invalid, but you would be able to do that right there, and that's the same thing as essentially typing out 119er point. It would do the same thing, but whatever. All right, should still be on standby. I don't know how that got switched. We can step through the route real fast. Lunar, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, sir? And we say plan page. Let's just check it out here. All right, zoom it in. There we go. Yeah, that's not working. Anyway, oh, that's not right. Oh, so there's no stepping through the route then in this? Yeah, I don't think so. It's supposed to be this little knob steps through the route. I think the big knob. I thought the big knob, yeah, the big knob does the range and the little knob steps through the route, so that's not right. Real hit doesn't ask for condescend. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the rest is correct. Okay, gotcha. All right, so all that's good. I think we're pretty much done, and that's more or less in line. Do some briefings, run some checklists, and at this point, we're pretty close to being ready for pushback. The auto brake, the RTOs, fasten belt signs are on, and I don't know how we're coming along on boarding here. It hasn't really given me any updates. So if I hit prepare for pushback and departure. Okay, I think we're okay. Yep, looks like we're pretty much ready to go. So let's say they shut the door. Cones and chocks are gone. Parking brake is set. And let's see, we're trying to close all these doors here. That's not going so hot. Okay, let's close the cockpit door as well. So they close it up on us. Hey, we're good to go. Lock them out. Sterile sign goes on. And for us, that is a good time to do the before start flow, which is going to be this here. We're going to quick edit. Go real fast here, and that looks good. Just verify all that.
Release parking brake.
Hang on. That's good. Doors, windows shut and lock, and we'll check verify that on the captain's page as well. All the doors, windows shut and lock. Short harness on. So sorry. Just silence. Parking brake's on, and of course our checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and push back.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
I'm gonna have to stop there. Okay, it's good. And we should be out on now. And captain says start one. So you go start up engine number 1. I guess I'll walk you through the first engine start. So you're looking for ignition A at 7%, N2, so that's early. So you'd see ignition A now, or A or B. A light off with fuel flow at 20%. I think within 15 seconds. That's pretty good. The fuel flow's high. I think it should be in the, at least I don't know, in the sim anyway. It was at like 200-ish. You're in the wrong seat, I know.
Set parking brakes.
Brake
Wait to
set.
hear confirmation for a good engine start.
And to hear them on the ramp, you'd have this button illuminated. Whoa, 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 get out of here. You'd have those buttons illuminated to hear them on the ramp. We'll let them know we get a good engine start when we have a good engine start. That line resets. Looking for 2, 4, 6.5. So basically all that means is in the 20s, 400, 6, and half of 1,000. So it's pretty close, I guess.
Cockpit to ground.
We
have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Actually, look at this real fast. Calibration. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't really have E-dents or anything. So, all right, start number 2, and we'll go outside for now.
Unlocking gear.
The beautiful Embraer. Oh yeah, look at that. What is the deal? What is going on here? Speed brakes. Hello? Y'all seen that? Oh, that was literally just a...
Tow truck disconnected.
I don't know why the flight controls
Bypass
are...
pin removed.
Oh shoot, I think it's I don't know the
Left is
hydraulic.
clear.
I think that was my fault.
Right is clear.
When you get to sit in the left seat IRL? Ask Nate. No, I don't know. Probably. I mean, I think it's about like 18 months, something like that, typically. So. Yeah, that's my fault actually. To be fair, it's a captain thing, but hydraulics should be like this, and it needs to go through a hydraulic test. It'll say like control test, something like that. I don't know how that got to 8,000 instead of 10. And why did the frequencies change? 191. Where have they been having you fly to in real life so far? As of right now, nowhere. I have not flown anywhere yet in real life, so we're still waiting on our first flight, which is coming up soon, though, man. Coming up soon, so really, really looking forward to that. What do you think of the updated version? So far, I mean, it's pretty... I mean, it's alright. I guess we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get up to cruise. After start real quick, that's set. Captain will do the bottoms. You do the tops with the flight control page up. So yeah, that worked. Okay, yeah. So like, it should come up with like the green box should come up when it gets deflected past a certain, or the dashed box comes up when it gets deflected past a certain point. It goes full green when you're full extension on the flight control surface. So he's obviously the control mining there. You get your trim setting from your data link, so somewhere usually 3.5, 4, something like that. So we'll set that up. Engine instruments are all in the green. Vibes look good and everything. MCDU. You'd pull up your data link stuff again to view your takeoff init pages. Oh, 4.1 at once. Okay, there you go. So we can have this page up as well, and then up to the APU. And actually, by now too, you would have gotten a CAS message. I probably had the APU on for way too long, and we'll get the hydraulic pumps back to normal. And run through the after start checklist. And we'd say that is completed. And we're going to go ahead, turn the nose light on, and get rolling. We're going to let everybody know what we're doing. Make a left turn. And we're going to tell them we are taxiing. Hey, that finally works. Atlanta traffic SkyWest 3829, taxi runway 8 right on hotel. Alright guys, first flight in the new plane. I want to know about the Embraer as well. Is it worth buying yet? Yeah, let's see. I mean, again, to me, because I, am an Embraer guy, I think yes, because like I enjoy having something in the sim like this. But, another thing I forgot to do is the timer for the engine starts to 90 seconds on those. And now we want to wait for 2 minutes before we take off after engine start. It's a 2-minute warm-up. Split hairs. Flight attendants call up. Hey, we're ready for departure. Okay, great. Sounds good. We'll see you in Arkansas. Oh, shoot. I should be on Fly Delta Virtual right now, but I'm not. Taxi checklist. You'd have the status page up. That looks good. That looks good. Captain calls for it. There's a briefing to be done. We'll say the briefing is completed. Taxi checklist is complete. Takeoff is imminent. We're next in line. Let's say they give us a takeoff clearance. We are clear to go. Captain gets the lights. And I do this. Hit him with the attend button. Twice. Go down here to the radio page. We'd go TARA. So that's going. And takeoff config button. But they said that is disabled. Captain would also hit the toga buttons, and we would hit auto throttle as well. So that's that. Are the EJETs on 2024? Yes, but if you go back to the beginning of the stream, you can see whatever the heck was happening there with them on 2024. So that's what we'd expect to see. 2 roll 2 with LNAV VNAV arm on load 27, and the T-bars there as well. Spool up to 40%. And toga. Toga set. Oh.
Eight knots.
Check. V1.
V1. Rotate.
Positive rate by this point, gear up. And 400 feet. Upper nav. Where's our flight director at? Oh, there's our flight director. Where's our flight path vector, I guess, was my real question. Okay, there it is. 1,000 feet, VNAV. Looks bumpy. I don't know what the deal with all that is. Should have F speeds here, 10 knots above green dot if you're not sure. Flaps 1. Flaps up, F takeoff. You guys see that? It looks like bumpy or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. Looks like it's like shaking. Like not like in a turbulence way. We should be accelerated for 250 knots. 210, there's 250. We're just gonna let the autopilot do this. Hand flying at the flight director is getting kind of frustrating. You have takeoff checklist complete once the slats and flaps come up. You go up, verify the APU's off. Everything else is set there. And traffic SkyWest 3829, working pattern. To the northwest on the cut 2, let's call it. And it's on the 3rd radio page. That's crazy. All right, 1228. Like I said, normally you could just do 22.8 and it would do it just fine. But this isn't normal. So Yeah, so we're kind of checking out the VNAV today. It is rocking with our 250 knot climb speed. Let's say they said to climb maintain, you know, let's say something like 15,000. And, you know, on the check ride, what they said for me is they were like 13,000 accelerate to normal climb speed. So let's say we'll go back to, we should have done the TRS speed as well. Let's see what I'm curious what's in here. CS on, S off, flex. We did no flex takeoff. My bad. What plane are you making the coming flight on, Cap? What? So perfinite, we'd go to just the climb speed and we'd say, hey, let's just do 270 or 0.74. So I'd say that should jump up to 270, and it does. That's set, we call it 10,000. These lights off. Basically everything except for that top row and the stereo sign. Just like we're blasting out. Your IRL flight, what plane is it? The 175? What do you mean? Is it worth the old man is complaining whiny butt, you know how I am? Probably not. If you're asking, you know, how you are, no, probably not. I don't know what the window's shaking and stuff. I don't know what that deal with that is. $14 to $15. Let's say they gave us up to flight level 300. 300. Yeah, Lunar. Yeah. That was the whole point of my hiatus. That was why I wasn't streaming for 2 months. I thought we knew this. Memphis Center is still on, it seems like, so they might give us some ATs by the time we get up there. You know, and I feel stupid now doing an airport that doesn't even have frickin'... It doesn't even have a arrival, so we're not even gonna get to see the VNAV work on the way down or anything. That was dumb. I'm sure you're flying military planes. I mean, I am eventually. I get it. It's confusing. It's all happening at the same time. The Air Force is kind of still happening, but it's kind of in the background right now. And yeah, this is the new whip now, though. Yeah, I was at regional training. 318,000. We'll go standards all around. Pretty much chilling from here, guys. Nice chill flight out. Brandon, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. What'd you miss? Well, it's 11 o'clock and we're just now leaving, so you missed us fiddle farting around basically with everything on the ground trying to get this plane to work. And so far so good. Now that we're up and flying, a lot of little things are off. A lot of little things are off. But Seth, yes, I am a real pilot. Whoop. What's the shaking? I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know what to do with that is. I think that's a new update thing. Maybe we can just spend some more time outside. You should try flying that C-17 again. So I actually did figure out, I don't know if I told you that or not, but I did figure out, oh, there we go. That's a little better. I figured out what the deal was with that lady. I think we left the APU. The problem there. But yeah. Do my instrument right now. Nice, man. How's it going? C-17 stream would be funny. Yeah, dude. Pilot 175 in real life. Yep, just finished training and I'm doing my first trip starting tomorrow. Yeah, so far though, guys, I don't know. It's okay. I mean, I almost want to say, like, I almost even prefer the older one at this point. At least was like more stable. My brother flies the 175 for Envoy and he likes it. Yeah, man. That's awesome. Good for him. And yeah, the 175 seems great so far. I'm loving it, and I'm looking forward to getting it out on the line. Go ahead, Flying Tie. starting to believe you don't have your gifts enabled on YouTube. Did you gift something? Try the 30-mile ring at 10,000. Want to see if that works and VNAV down to that. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can do that. How long did it take? How much it cost? When did you start flight school? I took my first flight in September of 2021. Hey, Limp with the gifted membership. I don't know where the audio is on that. There it is. Lunar has become a member. All right. Lunar, welcome back to being a member, man. W's in the chat for Limp. As always, our goated best supporter of the channel. Much love, Limp, as always, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what. The shaking is really bad. Wait, I think there was a thing with that, though, wasn't there? Wasn't there a thing with this? I could have sworn. Oh, G-force effects. Yep, there it is. Okay, now we're chilling. Jeez. There we go, boys. All right. Took my first flight in September of 2021. I graduated flight school. Graduated flight school. I got my commercial, I guess, in April of 2024 or 5. See, this looks goofy too. This should be right, Nate. I mean, it should be like this top of climb should be here. Like it should be that VNAV profile should be a little better. Right. Because like from training, like that makes me, this makes me anxious whenever this doesn't like look right. It's like, yeah, okay. Because like whenever, you know, that's a telltale sign that you messed something up whenever that looks wrong. So anyway, 29 to 30. Oh shoot. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, 2021. Graduated 2024, 2025, sometime around there. I think it was 2020. It was April of 2025 because I got a class date at my old airline flying the Caravan in July of 2025, and that's also whenever I proposed. So no, that had to be 2024 because we didn't get married. Yeah, so it was July of 2024. So I got my commercial in 2024, April 2024. So it took me about 3 years to finish flight school, a little less than that. The college side of things, the groundwork took a little bit longer. I graduated here recently in 2025, August of 2025, finished my degrees. And yeah, and I mean, in terms of how much debt do I have and stuff, it's right around 6 figures, and that's typically. I don't think that's unfair to say. I don't think that's too much. I think that's a realistic expectation you should have going into flight school. Is pulling, especially now, probably more than 6 figures. So yeah. Anyway, it doesn't always align. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, if you're not on VNAV, you're like ripping. How's flying the EJET? I just got the CJO to Republic. Nice, man. Congrats. That's awesome. A lot of hiring going on right now, so keep pushing down that path. But haven't quite done the first official flight with EJET yet. I have my first trip starting tomorrow. Yeah, but that's awesome, man. Congrats on the CJO. That's where it all starts. That's where it all started for me. I got the CJO from the airline I'm working at now, and that's the whole. I got that right as I got my instrument rating. And that's the whole reason that I'm, that I got on here because I had that. So I turned the gift and stuff off and then back on again. Unbelievable. Here, wait, we haven't done this yet. Welcome back. Let's see, everybody who's here. We've got 11 people watching. Let's do a good old-fashioned flight sim happen. giveaway. First trip and you're staying up? I'm just riding in the back tomorrow, alright? Hey, alright, we got some boys here with the getting the gifted subs. We got Eyelet Jones, welcome to becoming a member, man. Flight Inspector, welcome to becoming a member. And JT8, welcome to becoming a member. What else we got here? Spooled Up. Seen him around here a few times before. Welcome to becoming a member. Retro78. Welcome to becoming a member as well, man. Still no Brendan. Unbelievable. Let's get a cruise announcement. You might need to practice for tomorrow. Oh my gosh, dude. Cruise announcement? I think cruise announcement is pretty straightforward. So PA button's right here, so you just hold down the PA button. Oh, that's actually cool. It does. It lights up like that. I don't know. Shoot. See how much time do we have left en route? See, this is what you want to see your time en route. Never gonna happen. Still no Brennan. Jeez, unbelievable. Oh shoot. So what? Altitude, time, smooth ride. You can turn off the seatbelt sign. Hey folks from the flight deck. Reach our cruising altitude here at 30,000 feet. Should be a smooth ride the rest of the way. Should have you on the ground here in about the next hour or so. Flight attendants will be starting the service here shortly. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thanks for flying with us. I think that was alright. Maybe Pilot Jones can give me a better one. But let's see. We'll get that going. Alright. W pilot boys, let's go. Alright. Let's see, so the 30-mile ring, he says, so we go nav, fix info, which you can't even do it. You can't even do it, Nate. Not enough, huh? Yeah, you're right. Hey, well, you got, dude? Yeah, it's like Barack Obama, basically. You gotta do it. Is there another way to do this, Nate? Should I try a point bearing distance? See, it didn't let me close the route out either. Let me see if it'll let me do it now. Oh, there we go. That's what it should look like when you close out the route, by the way. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now that should pop. Yeah, to do the rings, you'd come up there and do that. Do that? Okay, we can try that. Slash 30 slash and down. That's never gonna work. Put it on this computer again. Yeah. No chance. Figure you're still not on Twitch since Lunar's on YouTube? Yeah. Start getting my ground in the fall if I get accepted for my high school. Nice, dude. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, man. Start grinding. Hit some likes on the stream, guys, if you like the new EJETs here, if you like what you're seeing. Much appreciated. Yeah, I still have not figured out the linking up on Twitch. I might just try it again because a lot of things that I've just tried again. You know the minus sign tricks? No. Minus then delete will delete everything in the scratch pad. Minus then either next or previous page will add a cursor that you can move over to scratch pad. Really? Definitely doesn't work, but I talk a lot of smack about kids on VATSIM, but fly tie is the exception. So if I had like a bunch of random stuff in here, say minus delete. Oh, that works. That's pretty cool. You see, it was just hitting delete. Just oh, okay. All right, cool. That works of all things. Yeah. So, like I said, unfortunately, here, guys, I was stupid and picked the freaking airport without an arrival. So we're gonna be doing basically the old Embraer stuff anyway. And I think this thing crashed, by the way, I think. Unless... Oh, shoot. I think I just had it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I can't like that, of all things. Some pro and the rest are 5 that are weird facts. He's a professional. Let's go, bro. That's awesome. The world needs more pilots like you, sir. Auto throttles off. See, that should not turn auto throttles off either, by the way. I accidentally bumped the throttles. So you should be able, yeah, you should say override, but it should take it back. And it did take it back. Oh, it did come back. Okay, that's actually, holy crap, that's actually really good. So, like, if you wanted to, you're coming down on arrival or whatever, and you want to slow down and it's not going idle for whatever reason, you can just, I can take my manual throttles and pull it back. It says override, and then you let them go, and it comes back up, and auto throttle stays on. That's actually, that is very realistic. I cannot believe that works. I don't know, it seems like the things that work, it's like, dang, I can't believe that works, and then the things that don't work, you're like, that should work. I don't know. First of the date. Getting back in the Gulf Stream tomorrow? Nice, dude. That's awesome. He got walloped for changing his accent. Oh my gosh. Center 3255. Let's see. Hey, they haven't called me yet. No, we'll get it ready though. So again, you should be able to do 3255. That's exactly how I type it in. I just put it in there. But you don't need a decimal in this one. It's like this. Oh, 50. Okay.
Delta 5195, Memphis.
What?
I'm sorry about that. I thought I was speaking with you. I thought the 55.
So it's not changing there, but it changed in...
Delta 4330 descend and maintain flight at 127.
It did change in V-pilot. It did not change here, okay? They say that in real life the front panel lights don't turn on when you press the button, but I find that very strange. That is true, they do not turn on. As they don't here, yeah, this is what you'd expect to see in a real plane. They do not turn on in real life either. And it's basically they want you looking at the FMA. They don't want you looking. This is telling you. Epicenter Skywest 3829, level 300.
Skywest 3829, Epicenter. Ident.
Man. You know I'm always giving you a heads up. You are agree with that.
Skywest 3829, check your, reset your transponder, squawk 3540.
3540 Skywest 30. that work? I just don't think anything's actually going in. Wait, did it crash, I wonder? Oh, yep, I bet. Wait. Oh, never. Oh, now it's... Okay. Get out of there, I guess. Are you confused whether or not I pressed it? Yeah. Yeah, you don't... I don't know if anybody's told you this yet, Skywolf, in your training, but you do not have to say anything when they tell you to ident. Just ident and do it. You do not have to say anything. That's why, like, those calls of when people say, like, oh, here's the flash, this and that, like, you don't have to do that, bro. And it's just so extra. It's fine.
2101,
That's not one of my pet peeves. Like, a lot of people hate that type of stuff. I like, you'll be flying with a guy and they'll be like, oh, here's the flash. I don't know, lay these guys. And, like, it's like, dude, yeah, relax. Who cares? You know, but you just don't. That is one where it's like, you just don't have to say that. It's not required. So.
On board 3949, on departure flight runway heading. Runway 16.
I love this new update. We're still kind of buggy. They need one more update and everything will be better, I'm sure. This is the first of May. They definitely improved. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah. I agree with that. I think these are a lot closer. I mean, again, there's a lot of really cool things. Just JFK. What does that say? All right. JFX. Okay. This is definitely, you know, the best rendition of the EJETs we've seen. Obviously, you know, I don't know. I think these are definitely better than the older ones. Yeah, I said earlier, I don't know if I like these ones better or not. I don't think these are any worse. I think they're buggier. This is, to be fair too, though, this is the experimental version that I did, and I just... Holden is in here. This is the experimental version. I'll probably reinstall the stable version after this. But man, this is what I'm talking about right here, by the way, guys. This is good old Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, bro. 2024 is still just not... It's just not there yet, bro. And trying to run, you know, an experimental version, or, you know, I guess it was the stable version, to be fair, but trying to run, you know, a new updated version of a plane on 2024, both of which are unstable, you're begging for some instability there. So this is where it's at, man. This is where it's at for sure. We're gonna get some pics tomorrow, dude. Actually, for sure, because I'm not flying. So I'm not actually. I'll be just deadheading tomorrow. But yeah, I'll definitely get some pics out. 2024 is awesome if it's compatible. I agree, but it's got its stuff, man. It's got its stuff.
Heading was 270, correct?
That's correct.
Delta 625. Which runway should we expect? We're programmed for, I think 18 left.
Delta 5195, Memphis is landing north. Approach will give you the runway.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, the company's making this airplane as realistic as possible. It's become a monopoly in my eyes. It's a great company. I don't know about you, but you get some WASM errors. This is my first time flying this thing. I have heard that the experimental version especially gives WASM errors.
Flight level 300,
but
you can proceed directly.
we have not, Lord willing, we have not had any of that yet today, and we're hoping to get through the rest of this flight without having any of those as well. So far so good on the WASM crashes, but yeah, I have heard that is a thing.
Delta 4330, turn left heading 2.
There you're having delivery problems with the FSLTL. Did you change to the 2024 folder for them to install it? I don't know what you mean. Probably not. It's probably me. I probably did something wrong there.
Skywest 3829, Memphis Center.
Good, Skywest 3829.
Yeah, 3029, if I didn't tell you already, I do have your radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 340.
Okay, thanks. Up to flight level 340, Skywest 3829. You know, we've got such a long flight ahead of us. I thought this was our final, but that's fine. So
Envoy 3949, say that again, please.
let's just do it. Flight level change up. And pink flight level change is what you'd expect to see there. That's good.
3949, yeah, I can barely read you. You're kind of breaking up pretty bad. I did give you direct coma, climb maintain flight level 30.
Cruise page. Let's see flight level 340. That's where you just want to change it, and that's exactly what you'd expect to see there as well. You'd expect to see that line for schedule and update. There it goes. Perfect. Like I said, like all these things, these different things work and stuff like that. And like of all things, you can't do the fix info page. Like that's such a basic thing. I don't know. What we'll do is we'll build up a VNAV profile. I think they're landing south. So we'll build up a VNAV profile and I'll try to leave it in as much. I'll try to let the autopilot do as much as possible. There's an RNAV to runway 16 left. What's the weather? 190 at 4. I mean, realistically, we can go whatever runway we want. Only a 4 knot tailwind if we went the other way. So runway 34 right, we can take the ILS, or runway 16 left. We could take the ILS. Again, we could do RNAVs as well. Honestly, actually, I want to do the ILS. There's more to talk about with the ILS and stuff like that, doing different things. So we can start kind of messing with this now. Let's see progress
Delta 5195, take your speed.
Here's,
We're at.
let's see progress page.
683, number 295.
Should kind of.
Thank you.
This does give you a lot of good info. 33, 34. You'd expect to see top descent some. We'll go nav arrival and start building up the approach runway 16 left, the ILS to 16 left, and we'll take it from RZC. Like I said, I'm curious. I want to try to leave as much of the automation on as possible. The star will apply it.
Delta 4330, you guys are such a tight formation flight, I'm going to need to separate you a little bit. Can you give me a left 360 to return? Left 360 to
I don't think
yeah, what you're sort of saying, you can continue your descent to 10,000.
let's put that RZC. So yeah, see that should now what did it just delete? Memphis RZC to Hunto to Jadier. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Activate it. Hunto, I'm curious, is one of these a hold or something? In the real plane, it would come up with an H, like how this is an F. If there was the hold, it would come up with H. 315.
Is that the go to 295?
Delta 5125, yes, for separation, left 360 to return.
Left 360.
What is this? He changes my altitude every time by Memphis Center. I guess he just likes to do it. I don't know. Oh, there you go. You got a top of descent there now.
Number 223, Bravo Foxtrot, contact Memphis approach, 125.8, have a good night. 125.8, remember 223.
Let's see, what is it? You know what? We can do some things here with this. We can make kind of do a little vertical profile, actually. A friend of mine is also an EJET pilot in real life, Brazilian Airline Azul. He also approved the aircraft's V-path, saying it's very realistic. This one? Alright, we'll see about that. Gonna have to wait for the Embraer WASM crashes, basic FMC issues, and probably making that. Yeah. What's up, Dylan? Welcome to the stream, man. I'm flying in a 330 from Dulles to SBGR in about an hour. Nice, dude. That's awesome, man. I got a lot of experience going in and out of Dulles. Down to a 330 SBGR. What are you? Is that Azul? So let's mess around with this a little bit. Let's say RZC is only about 10 miles from the airport. It's 1,200 foot. field elevation. Let's say we want to cross that at. Let's say we want to cross it at like, I don't know, 6,000. Let's say we want to cross this at 250 knots at 6,000 feet. That's a very simple thing that we should be able to do. 250 at 6,000 and activate that, and that brings that top of descent a little bit closer. So again, I don't know when the top of descent is going to be, but we can set 6,000 in there whenever we get a little bit far out from it still. It's like almost 200 miles away. So, and then you'd start setting up, realistically what you'd do is you'd go to data link, and you'd start trying to get your landing weights, you'd start trying to get your ATIS. We've built the approach, and let's see, prog page, so radio. So this tells you you're in auto tune right here, so that means these. Okay, I've actually never seen this on load 27 before, but that means these are going to be auto tuned on the arrival on your way in, basically. So whenever we need to switch over, which is IXNA 1.55,
Delta
we should
4330, stop
automatically
your turn at heading 360.
tune. And since it's load 27, Nate, shouldn't it be like 150 miles or something like that? I think it'll grab it on load 27. So, yeah. So anyway, long story short, those will auto grab the localizer frequency. And the minimums are 1487. We got to round that up to the nearest 10. We'll go 1490 on the mids. I love the Embraers. I'm fairly upset that only U.S. airline buying the E2 is a Velo. Who knows if they even survive long enough to get them. I'd love to see United Southwest get it. Yeah, that'd be really cool. But you know, scope clauses and everything. That's pretty much that's the reason. But it is what it is. But yeah, like you said, that would definitely be really cool. So we'll also do we'll do a preview view, which would be pretty cool to see. See how that works here in the sim as well. We'll set up 90. Yeah, that's exactly how it does it in the freaking plane too. As soon as you get to it, it accelerates like crazy. Blow right by it. Usually in the descent, best feature 27, and that's it. What happened to the PC? I saw the RLPC Discord. Oh, I was literally just moving. We were basically leaving our old apartment that I was working at because of my old job. And now I'm back living at home for a little bit until our
Delta 5195, you can stop your turn at heading 310.
Glad the 175 is still getting orders though. Yeah, still getting orders. This plane is a workhorse, it seems like.
Delta 5195, contact members approach 125.8.
And, yeah, I mean, you'd hope to see. It'd be cool if Embraer just made a mid-sized jet, like instead of just messing around with, you know, the regional jets and stuff. Like, why wasn't they should have just made the E2 like a 3x3 seating configuration and rivaled the 737. I mean, the market is wide open right now. So, let me go to the bathroom real fast and probably get some water, and we can do the first.
Delta 4330, proceed direct cram, then descend via the van to your arrival. Uh, 4330, yeah, cram is just to the southeast of it. You can proceed direct bands and then join the arrival there. 4330, contact Memphis approach, 125.8. Have a good night.
Over to Memphis approach.
EJETs is cakework compared to the CRJ, yeah. Especially the Airbus and Boeing backlog. If they can come up with a quality third option, let's see if y'all agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Gonna start the verse today, but then you got sidetracked. No, I said we're gonna do it when we got back. Yeah, let's get some amens in the chat here, boys, for Habakkuk 214. That's a new emoji, by the way. You can do amens in the chat. Habakkuk 214. We've got now listen, I was gonna say you guys have the ability to do those emojis.
Terminated. Frequency change.
For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Amen to that, boys. Let's go check out Enduring Word and see if there's anything kind of special there. You know, guys, I'm really happy about this whole thing with being able to have music again now that we figured out the whatever it's called. Alright, 214. Okay. I believe it was a prophet. What's your favorite verse? Oh man. You know, I've had a lot of favorite verses over the year. I think it depends what kind of time of life you're in. But one that really spoke to me, and it's kind of bizarre because it's in 2 Kings, and typically, you know, the verses that people like come from the Old or the New Testament, Romans and whatnot. But for me, this verse came in 2 Kings, and it basically says they followed worthless idols, and they themselves became worthless. And it's talking about the Israelites and you know, with them following their literally idols and gods and things that they made and worship and stuff like that. So the context is that, but I think it applies to us in our lives today. You know, if you follow worthless idols, you yourself will become worthless. And I think, again, an idol can be anything, man. It can be aviation, it can be your job, whatever it is, being an accountant, whatever, being a priest, being a pastor. I think if you idolize that, it's just as bad as anything else. Your wife could be a girlfriend, could be a friend, you know, another person, Taylor Swift, you know. We got any Swifties in the chat? No, but it can be anybody. So, yeah, following worthless idols, you yourself will become worthless. But if you follow the idol of Jesus Christ, you'll never become worthless because you're going to be trying to become more like Jesus every day. So, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Right back at you. Right back at you. But yeah, right now that's probably my favorite verses. I forget exactly what verse it is, but it's in 2 Kings. They themselves, or they followed worthless idols, and they themselves became worthless. So here in Habakkuk 2:14, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters covers the sea. For me, I mean, that's kind of straightforward to begin with. Again, I think Habakkuk was a prophet. We'll probably read about that here in a second. But I think he's kind of just saying, like, he's just kind of prophesying. I mean, you know, you think about this too. I was thinking about this in church the other day. You know, this whole thing with Jesus happened 2,000 years ago, 2,000 plus years ago. And you think about stories that last that long and stuff like that, and that, you know, no, you know what this was? It was communion. Because our pastor put it, he said, you know, Jesus said, when you break bread, you know, think of me, remember me, or do this in my name, or something like along those lines. And to me, that was like, you know, man, you think about a family that loses a loved one or something like that. And you're like, you know, every year we have a drink to celebrate his life, his But that probably stops with that generation, and it probably doesn't even make it through that generation. It probably stops, within a few years. Communion and breaking bread for Jesus and in His name, that has lasted, for thousands of years, and it's just crazy to think about. So, anyways, I don't know. I was just thinking about that in the church the other day. This breakdown here says, "Woe to the violent, woe to him." This is a group of verses from 12 to 14. Obviously, our verse today is 2:14. So a little extra. Woe to him who builds the town with bloodshed, who establishes a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts, that the peoples labor to feed the fire, and nations weary themselves in vain. The earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. So woe to him who builds a town with bloodshed. The Lord was not only displeased with the greedy man, He also pronounced a woe against the violent man. The earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. The violent man thinks that his power gives him the right to abuse others for gain. As a correction and rebuke, the Lord reminded the violent man of his own triumph, his being God's. So that's our verse. So again, I think that the context of this verse isn't necessarily just Habakkuk saying, oh, everybody's going to know about God. Everybody's going to know about Jesus. I think the context is him saying, he's talking to this guy who is building a town of bloodshed, establishes a city by iniquity. He says, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, and the waters cover the sea. I think he's kind of trying to tell him, like, hey, at the end of the day, it's God's plan. Like, at the end of the day, the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. Not you. Not your knowledge. So I don't know. That's what I think. What about you guys? I don't know if you guys got anything else. Get a little closer to our top percent, about 150 miles out. I'm going to set this up. So since we got 6,000 set, or we 6,000 set now. We had 6,000 in here. I said we wanted to do 250 knots and 6,000 feet at RZC. So with pink and 6,000 set, it should, just like a Boeing, basically, just hit the top of descent and then start going down to 6,000. So we're gonna land on that. All right. Let's do this. Down a little bit here. Oh man, I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait to just get out there and freaking fly. Woo! That's exciting. All right, anyway. I'm glad you figured out the music too, but I still hope you don't figure out Twitch. Very well said. Yes, God is in the details for everything. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I want to read this next one. I don't know why. I feel like maybe God put it on my heart. I just kind of noticed it. I don't know if anybody has any drinking issues in here, or if you're younger and you think drinking is cool. The next thing here says, "Woe to the drunk." So this first one was a woe to the violent. So I guess that's just that last one was just about a violent man. This one says, "Woe to the drunk. Woe to him who gives drink to his neighbor, pressing him to your bottle, even to make him drunk, that you may look on his nakedness. You are filled with shame instead of glory. You also drink and be exposed as uncircumcised. The cup of the Lord's right hand will be turned against you, and utter shame will be on your glory." For the violence, that is the aggressive pitch right there. And utter shame will be on your glory, for the violence done to Lebanon will cover you, and the plunder of beasts which made them afraid because of men's blood, and the violence of the land and the city and all well in it. Let's see. Woe to him who gives drink to his neighbor, you also drink. Through the prophet Habakkuk, the Lord rebuked both the drunk and those who promoted drunkenness, that they thought that alcohol made them feel good. God says rightly, they were filled with shame instead of glory. in Ephesians, Paul calls drunkenness dissipation. Drunkenness is a waste of resources that should be submitted to Jesus. John Trapp writes of drinking all 3 ounces, that is, ale out of the pot, money out of the purse, and wit out of the head. There we go. The image of drunkenness goes beyond the act of itself and into the effects it has lives and families. In the 1990s, it reported that yearly in the United States, alcohol is responsible for 100,000 deaths, 6 million non-fatal injuries, and more than 100 billion in economic losses. And finally, the cup of the Lord's right hand will be turned against you. The drunk, and those who promote drunkenness love their cup full of drink. Now God promises a cup for them, but a cup of judgment and recompense for their sins. So there you go. Let's get some likes on the stream for Jesus. How about that? I noticed. Wait, what is this? Okay. I noticed that it says you're a typewriter for the Embraer. You work for an airline currently. Yes, I have my first trip there tomorrow. Limp says, my experience, the idol that people worship most are themselves. Amen to that, Limp. I totally agree, though. I think, I totally agree. I think for the most part, I think people do worship themselves. I think they worship the idea of themselves and whatnot. But yeah, I totally agree. Where are you based? I'm gonna keep that private for now. I appreciate the inquiry, but this is something that shouldn't be happening. So, 6,000. This is what you'd expect to see. 6,000. That's good. But we said to cross that fix at 250, not be at it now. So, like our descent speed should have been the same. Yeah, we should be doing 300 knots, not. All right, man. Sounds good. Really appreciate it, Flying Ty. Have a nice night's rest. And if you guys want to keep up on the Discord, I'm pretty sure you're already in there, Ty. But if not, join the Discord. Feel free, and we all keep up on there pretty tight. Organized group. Like, I expect a screenshot tomorrow to be to at least be posted in the members lounge. Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know why we're going this slow. Much love to you, Ty. See ya. Service the best. Let's go. You heard it here first. Dang, look at that sunset. That's great. 250 isn't such a bad thing. I mean, we could just go manual speeds, of course, and just kind of, 0.79 it. But again, that's going against the purpose. I want to be in pink. But to be fair, this is more of the VNAV. This is just kind of speed and stuff. But it should not. Again, we wanted it to be at 250 at RZC, so it should slow down accordingly, but not right now. Sheesh. Good looking bird right there, tell you what. Delta guy, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How much are the EJETs on 2024? The 170 is so cute. It is pretty cute, man. It is pretty cute. Yeah, that's great. How much are they? It's a great question, actually. I have no idea. I don't think they're a ton. I think maybe 30 bucks-ish, I guess. I honestly have no idea. Anyone else have the answer to that question? So I'll switch it to maybe main or FMS speed to get here in a little bit, but I don't know if that's a song or if it's like played. This guy get offline or something, by the way? Is that quiet? We're literally, other than Delta that's landing, who's with approach, we're the only plane in Delta or American 899. Boys, this is what I'm talking about. This is good old fashioned. I knew you missed my post up top. What, expect a screenshot? Flying through here the last week, I didn't hear anything for 10 minutes. Yeah, dang, look at that though. That's freaking gorgeous. Let's see, I know I've got a lot of like morning flights, which that kind of then translates to I don't think we have a ton of evening flying to do. So you get done at like 11:45, get done at like 4 o'clock, 11. Yeah, really not gonna have too much like sunset stuff. Had some early shows though. Dang, 5:50. Next week though, I get to do some stuff till like 7. That's like a 12-hour duty. Checking to see if you're still there. Jackson, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We're sitting in the Embraer 170 right now. Just to check. Radio check. So far, so good, though. Again, we got a little bit to go here, and I'm probably just going to jinx it, but so far, you know, no WASM crashes or anything like that. They just, Ty said it earlier, like, they just need to clean some things up. Like,
SkyWest 3829.
there he is. Yeah, go ahead, SkyWest 3829.
SkyWest 3829 is the Northwest Arkansas, altimeter 2996. Expect a visual approach 16 left.
All right, 906. We'll expect the visual to 16 left. Skywest 3829. Do you own the 190 also? No, I do not. I kind of wish I did though, but I don't. They just need to clean up some things, man. You know, again, we should be able to do like the fix info page again. Why, how is that not a thing? That's crazy. But they're getting there, I think. Again, there's some things that were odd on the ground. It shouldn't be an out. It shouldn't have a flight director on the ground. But all in all, man, like I said, I think this was a pretty good experience today. This is weird right now, having to be in manual speeds because it should not. We shouldn't be trying to do. What if I said? No. That's a whole other thing too. Being able to do more bearing distances and stuff. When you fly in real life, where am I based? I'm gonna keep that private for now. Camden, but welcome to the stream. I appreciate you being here. And what plane do you fly in real life? The 175, and I am gonna be flying the my first trip tomorrow. I fly up to Sioux Falls. It was 60 degrees in the area today. Woo, that sounds beautiful, man. That sounds gorgeous. Really hope they don't give up on it and keep updating until it's finished. I do too, man. I do too. I really hope they don't give up. That'd be tragic at this point. Especially if this goes well, if this descent, VNAV and everything goes well. You know what, let's just do this. Let's do, we're gonna do 0.79. Whoa. Just for the sake of not having to do this. We'll go back to this. 0.79. Okay, perfect. So stay in 0.79, and then by the time we get down there, we should be manual speed.
American 899 Memphis Center, ident.
So, instrument checker coming up. Any tips? Sorry, man. Good luck. That's awesome. Go crush it. I remember from my instrument check ride, big thing, you know, make sure tune identify. That's a big thing. Don't forget that. Just dot the I's and cross the T's, man. Instrument is very straightforward. Instrument check ride is very much like the airline check ride. And by saying that, I mean,
descend via the band 3 arrival.
It's very straightforward. You know, there's nothing, you know, it's all scripted. You know exactly what's coming at you. But you have to do everything right. It's very easy to fail because if you miss something small, you can fail. Dot your I's and cross your T's, man. And yeah, just crush it. Do it. How do you think this is to the to real life? So far, not super accurate. There's just too many bugs and stuff. And there's a lot, there's just so many things you can't do. And I think that's the thing I'm learning about too. I think just how far the sim world it really is from real life, just in general. Like, again, so many things. You basically live and die by this data link page right here, and you can't do anything. Like, like in real life, this is the biggest. This is like
3829. Descend at pilot's discretion. Cross your Razorback VOR at 5,000.
All right, our discretion to cross Razorback at 5,000 for Skywest 3829. Okay, there you go. So we actually, assuming that's Razorback, or ZC, which it is, we actually almost had that pretty much perfect. We had it at 6,000. So now you gave us 5,000, so we'll expect to do that, and not 50,000, 5,000. We'll put that in there, activate that, and we'll bug 5,000. 5,000 set, and that's verified there as well, so that'll be so. Like I said, it's got good things and bad things about it. Oh, look at that, the preview did come up. Let's see, we go to prog page. and 11155, and this is what I was talking about. This is
Skywest
preview mode right
3829,
here.
unfortunately I have to close for the evening, so I won't be able to ride it down there with you. Radar service is terminated, frequency change approved. Have a great night.
That's all right, man. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night yourself, Skywest 3829.
American 899, Memphis Center is closing for the evening. Radar service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good night.
22.8, and let's check out what the frequency is at the Arkansas. Actually, I can probably just write it. Tower is 27 to 1. Let's see that. 7 to 1. Are you FO or Captain? FO. Initial first officer. Long way to go to Captain. Yeah, this is the preview page that I was talking about coming up. This page, this has to be up in order for it to capture the localizer off of pink. Like I said, we're going to try to fly this as much as possible in pink. We're going to have it capture this and you know, really kind of try to see how good this is. And we're coming up on it here less than 25 miles away from the top of the descent. So we should be hanging in there, and give a top of descent arrival or announcement as well. So we put that on. And again, you'd also expect, okay, there you go. So we do have a destination now. And normally it would have been just the airport, but now we do have this destination. So we'll say we're 20 minutes out. Let's take a look here. We'll try to give a little practice announcement. Hey, folks from the flight deck. You see me starting to seatbelt sign back on. We're starting to descend here in just a couple minutes. About 20 minutes to go until we're on the ground in Fayetteville. Should be a smooth ride the rest of the way. Temperature on the ground is 52 degrees, calm winds, and pretty clear skies. Should be a beautiful night for flying. Thanks for flying with us. Sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the flight. We'll talk to you here. I don't know. That was probably kind of trash, but. But he said, I do like that guy, Memphis Center. He's really laid back. Yeah, he is super. He sounds super cool. If you were to start an airline, what planes would you use to begin with? That's a great question. This sounds like aviation management. Sounds class I had. If I had to start an airline, what airplanes would I start with? I think you'd have to go with, you know, the workhorse. You'd have to go with a 7.3 or a 320 or something. You know, I feel like there's whatever's the most, you know, there's the most supply of that you can get for the cheapest price. Yeah, it's a great question. What would you do? I'd say probably a 7.3 or 320. Like I said, you know, you can convert them to freighters if you need to. They're the workhorses of the aviation industry today, and I think you could make an argument for Embraer, especially like the E2 or something like that. You know, probably pretty cost efficient. Problems capacity, but you know, you get enough. Maybe it's worth it. Okay, here we go. Hit our top of descent. I think we're gonna hit so soon, but hit our top of descent, and we are starting down. I was already kind of having trouble with that VNAV for a while. I thought it seemed like it captured a little early, but that's fine. Now, what it should have done, and we were back there for a little bit. I don't think we were back there for that long, but it'll ding you. It'll say, it'll go, you know, it'll do the altitude alert thing, and whenever you're 60 seconds away from capturing your VPAT, it's like top of descent. So realistically, it should have done that too. I don't think it did that. I feel like right now, JetBlue recently retiring their 190s. I would attempt to go after 10, 15 of those. It's a good point. Slowly transition to the E2. It's all dependent on where you fly. Yeah. In the West, go for the Q400. Central, I'd go for the 190. Yeah. That's a really good point. Alright, so far so good in terms of the ENAV profile. I like this too right now. Like I said, you would have expected to have seen this early. I like this. Oh, yeah, I have no idea. If it's going to do the procedure turn, I'm just going to do vectors. It's intercepted. Ooh, that's actually... We'll do vectors and see if this FMS... Choose our captains. Oh, overrideable autothrottle. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Beautiful evening for a flight. A late night tonight, but you know I got you guys, man. I said I'd stream before we left. It's gonna be a long trip. I'm not gonna be back till Saturday. I wanted to make sure that we got a stream in, guys, and we got to hang out a little bit. I'm glad we did this tonight. So much love. Really appreciate all you guys being here, man. You guys make this go round. If it wasn't for you guys, I would be sitting here talking to myself at midnight, which would be weird. So much appreciate all of you guys for being here tonight. Let's have a greaser going into friggin' I keep wanting to call it Bentonville. Let's have a greaser going into Fayetteville. Here and yeah. So far, so good. Like I said, the EJETs have been, it's been pretty good. So far, this has been a good update. Again, 2024 was kind of a nightmare to get that up and running. We'll see, maybe that'll change at some point. But for right now, this is what Breeze doing. 220 is incredible. It's crazy how they grew their fleet by 60 in just 4 to 5 years. Yeah, sure. I guess I never really thought about that, but the 220 seems to be doing well for the guys that have it. Except for, I mean, again, the engines. But I hear those engines are really finicky in real life too, and there's like you have to, like really baby them. And your problem is kind of the situation, though. What do you mean by that? It's a bad deal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know a ton about what's going on there, but it does not seem to be good. But, I mean, I think, you know, I think the thing that Embraer really wanted, or the guys over at FSS, I think what they really, really wanted was to get this VNAV out and to roll it out to everybody. Let's go. And that's actually good too, by the way. So normally this would declutter. Actually, I don't know if it did declutter or not. I thought it did. Let me see. Let me leave it off for a minute. Let's see. declutters itself. It should declutter, I think, like 60 seconds after you have like flap retraction and all that stuff. And the things that make all this stuff come back up is put the flaps back out. I think the speed brakes do it, and then the auto brake also reclutter itself. So like this, yeah, all that stuff goes away. That's actually really good. That is. So then it comes back on. Like I said, there's just like some things are good and some things are just like non-existent. And you're just like, why is that non-existent? Like why is that declutter? Why does that work? I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but like, I don't know. Pretty weird. But yeah, I think they were just so fixated on getting out the VNAV that like they're like, hey, we'll work on the rest later. I finally got word they're sending my new EFIS. Wait, what? Had to be patient with Chinese New Year, everything got pushed back. Oh. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that they completely stopped everything either. But what are you waiting on? You're waiting on the wing stuff? Alright, we'll say we're coming through 18,000. That's 18,000 enough for me. I think it said 2996. We'll set it there, set it there, and set it here. 906er. And, like, okay, see, like, it should not, I want to cross this fix at 250. It should not start slowing to 250 now. But whatever, we're close to 250. 250, 300. Yeah, I had a problem with my EFIS. It's sending me. Oh, just waiting for a month now. Oh, wow. Well, you know, a rigmarole. We'll have that from time to time. We'll have it. Yeah, this is all good too, actually. So, this basically, these two things, this is saying you basically have a lot of airspeed to lose. You're a lot faster than your target when this is going up. When if it's going down, you're going slow. I think this, I forget exactly what this is doing, but it's just kind of letting you descend. I don't know. They're like, oh, you can use. They were so big on us using these in training. They're like, oh, you can use this to tell whether or not you're fast or slow. It's like, dude, I'm gonna look here, and I'm gonna look at this because this is, I think, the best example because this is gonna tell you. I think it tells you where you're gonna be in like 8 seconds or something like that. Something correct. That might be like 5 seconds, but I think it's like 8 seconds is like the bottom of that white tape where you're gonna be. Speed-wise, and same thing like altitude-wise, and it's like, why would I ever use that? It's literally going the wrong way. I don't know. Yeah, this is actually going to be a perfect opportunity to try to clean up the box, so to speak. So our final approach fix is JDeer and inbound course is 159. So we'll see if it works. Driving out or drawing out a line for us. I'm waiting for this. Oh, here. It's good. All right. on $300 in that cart waiting on him to fix his problem before I bought more stuff. You know, you guys are gonna earn this next money that you get from me, buddy. Another thing you can do here with this declutter thing, and this is kind of just random. So this, once it declutters itself, I'll show you. So again, if you ever wanted to bring it up for whatever reason, whether it's just to look at something here, or, you know, I don't know, whatever, to bring this up, or you can hit this button as well. While we're on the topic. All right, coming up on 10,000 feet. You actually film like that, not so I can see what we're doing. Everything but the nose lights, just to remember everything. And those lights should be on already there, and they're up. Go to the 10% checklist as well. We missed 18,000. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for arrival. That should have complete. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna go heading, basically on heading anyway, and we're going to draw this out, clean it up as they say. If you take JD or bring it up to the top, and whoa, cancel all of that. What was any of that? What is this? What the actual heck am I even looking at? With all that. What? What? This isn't even remotely. Which EJET do you fly in real life? The 170. Whoa. So what is going on here? This is a low 27 thing? So what I'm expecting to see right now, you take JDeer, you bring it up to the top. It should be JDeer, and then just the rest of the approach, probably runway 16 left. And then it should, in the bottom right corner, it should say INT CRS or something like that, like intercept course. And you put your final approach course there, and it draws a freaking line out. So this is, again, this is one of those things. It's like, how is this not right? And second of all, what even is going to happen? Like, let's say I wanted to go back to direct RZC. Like, let me just hit that. Like, it didn't even draw me. Did it draw me? Yeah, it draw me that bad. It did. Let's see if I brought JDeer up. I want to go direct to JDeer. Okay, so I mean, it's there. Okay, so now, alright, so this is what you'd expect to see. I don't know what any of that was. Let me see if I do this. Yeah, see, now the only other thing is you can't draw the line. It's just going to go direct to JDeer. So. That was pretty bizarre and not fair. JDeer is at 3,000. Let's keep the descent coming. And at this point, there's no reason why you should be in pink, but in that there. This should be the other down, and then let's go manual speeds as well. So now we're all manual now. We're green and blue, essentially. Nice for SkyWest, maybe, but I'm not going to say what I'm buying it for right now, unfortunately. I'm trying to do a little bit better at that. It'd be great at my last job. I'm trying to be a little bit better with that. So, yeah. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's just keep this coming for now. Maybe start to make this turn out a little bit. Here's Arkansas. Welcome. One thing we don't have is landing speeds. Let's see. Yeah. Landing unit. Okay, here we go. So a couple ways to get your landing weight. You would go to perf landing, and it should be out there. So you can go to you can get your current weight from frog page, which apparently says for 72,000 pounds, or the status page also says 72,000 pounds. So we'll say about 7. Wait. Winds are 180 at 8. Flaps 5, no ice, takeoff, landing. And be approach. Okay, I mean that's not too bad. Be approach is at 5. So that's what I'm saying.
2,500.
All right, and back to this. Yeah, we can maybe start slowing it up a little bit here. No reason for us to be all in complete butt doing 250 and then down. Maybe pull back to 230 for now. CFI is trying to get picked up by Republic for some reason. He wants the LaGuardia base. Oh my gosh, for some reason he wants the LaGuardia base. Yeah, good for him, I guess. But well, good luck to him. Is he a cadet or anything? Alright, there's 3,000 cap. Let's go ahead and start making this turn inbound a little bit. I'm not really going to make any traffic calls. Definitely. 270 on the heading for now. Yeah, just waiting on a Class 8. Nice. That's awesome. Hiring is good right now, just in general at the airline. So, time is now for guys like him to get in. So, good luck to him. They're more or less in the base. How far out are we? 6 miles an hour. Alright. Let's arm approach mode. Localizer glide soap. That's what you'd expect to see. Approach 1. That's a little early. Actually, is it? Start slowing it up. That's what 1,900 total times he's losing it, and then 172. Yeah, my sim partner had a bunch of time like that. Let's go flaps 1. Flaps 1 takes notoriously a very long time. Also because of the stats. Set. I think I might have just saw it. Yeah, there's that's probably about right. A flaps 2. A left turn. I don't know, something 2-0 for now. Intercept. EJETs worth buying for 2020. What's up? What's up, Brides? Welcome to the stream. Are you left seat in 170? No, I am a right seat. First officer initial. So this should capture off pink needles, by the way, because we're in preview mode. We have the blue lines up there. You can see the blue preview lines. This should capture. We have localizer glass on arm. Should capture here, and it should go green needles for us automatically. This approach looks like 3,400 feet, so we'll set that. So we can glide some capture. Are they worth buying? I would say it depends. It depends on what you want as a flight sim. I personally, again, me being an EJET pilot and I was in a cadet program for a long time where I kind of figured I was going to be flying the EJET. There's localizer capture in green. That is exactly what you'd expect to see. That's pretty good. You know, for me, very worth it. At least to get something that is like relatively close. If you're looking for a complete product and a plane that, you know, flight sim, this, that, the other thing, whatever, probably not, right? You're probably going to want something like UBG or the boys over there at Phoenix. So, yeah, I don't know. That's what I would say about it. Let's go flaps 3, gear down. And pilot monitoring good, I guess. Used the flight attendants twice. I only did it once, but whatever. Analyst has been at 165. It's pretty much, by the way, how I'm doing it right now is pretty much exactly how I did it, like every single time. So, flights up captured, spread out to, oh, it's set. That was good enough. Right, let's go to flaps 5. Little off on the localizer. We've all been there. Alright guys, get some landing rates in the chat. What do we think? We've got the landing rate coming in from Atlanta. What do we think on the landing rate here, boys? We're going to go ahead and 1,000 feet. Let's click off the autopilot. See, it says it's, that would lead me to believe that it's on. You have to click twice. 210, 99, 69. Alright, we'll see. First landing back in the sim for a while. That flight director all over. Cool. This is crazy.
Approaching minimums. 300. 200 minimums. 100. Sync rate. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh man, that's gonna be a slammer. That's gonna be a slammer. We got 2 reverse. There should be a left exit here. When able. 80 knots.
Auto brake.
And we got Bravo 4 coming up here in a bit. 151, he says. Lied to you. Nice. I don't believe you. But thank you. I didn't feel great about that. We'll see what Atlanta has to say once we get off. All right, welcome to Arkansas, Fayetteville. That was fun. That was definitely, I think, overall a better experience than the previous. Why does Centerline not have lights? Because it's Microsoft. Because it's Microsoft. I will clear the runway. We'll get the so I can see a little bit. Captain would be doing this stuff for the most part. And the flow for me is flaps would come up, trim back to 4. Wait. Let's make sure I hit all this stuff. Trim back to 4, radio page. We're going out on Weather at our standby and APU on once we see the crew. I guess I don't really know where I'm at. X-plane is superior. Because I've gotten to fly in a plane was sitting in the cockpit. Nice. Well, that's closer than a lot of other people too, though. If the plane lands, it's nice to me. No, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Like I said earlier, man, appreciate all you guys for being here as well. Oh, geez. We're gonna do a little bit off-road here, it looks like. Oh wait, the terminal was back there? My bad. Got some candles for lights on. I think my F-150s are brighter. Looks like we are... This is definitely a flight sim captain stream. We try to be realistic around here. I genuinely did not realize the terminal was going to be that way. Yeah, also 2-minute cooldown on the engines after landing, but we're well past that. Working wonders, that's right. I take this left there, I guess. Okay. It's actually way more modeled than I thought it was going to be, considering third taxiway. Yes, everything is just classic Microsoft. Alright, start up the APU, turn it to on, wait for the yellow box there, energize the FADEC. Okay. I gotta be outside for this, I really don't even know where we're at. I think there's a gate like right in front of us. So that's how the taxiway go? That's what I'm saying. Whoa, we almost hit something there. Say they can bring the gate out to us. Alright, we'll put the brake on, get the nose light off there, maybe. Alright, boom, it's coming off now. Nose light coming off. APU is on and running. That's good. Shut down. Atlanta is ending soon, and you just kind of make your way over with the lights. The beacon on, everything off.
Boarding requested.
Nav, yes, boarding. And, open up the door. Oh, you'd actually have to lock it. There you go. And that's it. Welcome to Arkansas. After that was a pretty brutal night. Trying to get everything kind of settled there, but we finally did. So appreciate you guys for being here, man. Much love to all you guys. Definitely join up on the Discord. Going to be posting some pictures of my travels here throughout the day and throughout the my first week of work here. With the airline, so super excited about that. Michael just became a captain on the Max at American. His salary generally made me rethink my life choices. That's awesome, man. Congrats, good for him. Dylan's going to bed. Got school in the morning. Have a great night. God bless. Yeah, man. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Like I said, I get back on Saturday, so maybe Saturday or Sunday. Start it up again. But wish you the best. Happy time flying. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe if you guys like what you saw around here. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.